Hi, everyone. I'm Stéphane Le Viet. I'm the founder and CEO of Work4labs. So we're going to talk about today is Facebook recruiting. So I heard a bit about recruiting today. What we're going to talk about is mostly social and how we think Facebook is changing the way not only companies will find talent, but in particular how talent will actually find jobs going forward. So the company is relatively young. It was founded mid-2010. This is actually my second business in the online recruiting space. The first business I founded was a job posting software solution, which actually triggered the thinking around, how can I post jobs on Facebook? What can I do around this magnificent platform, this huge platform that has so many users, and how can I leverage that to hire? And so that's what we've done. And just a couple of highlights today before we dig in. In our 2-year, it's actually our 2-year anniversary almost today. We've accumulated thousands of companies using our products. And what's pretty interesting, especially in the online recruiting space, is that it's not only the big guys, the Accentures, the Intels of the world, but also the very small companies that actually struggle to hire, that have no visibility, and that can leverage Facebook as an easy-to-use and targeted platform to hire. We're 50 people. We've raised $10 million in capital at the end of last year. And we're growing very quickly. Just a couple of words on the way we look at the online recruiting space, because I think it's important to just look at our company. We think the online recruiting space is completely broken. We think that companies struggle to find talent. We think that talent struggles to find jobs. And the main reason for that is that we really haven't moved away from the typical classifieds model. And I know this is the topic for our own session today, but really this sort of unidirectional way of looking for a job is not very innovative. So if you look at how the space has evolved over the past couple of years, we went from a monster model, the typical job board model, which is fee-based, non-targeted, to an aggregator model, like the Indeeds of the world or the Simply Hireds, where it makes it simpler for job seekers, but it's still, from the recruiter standpoint, primarily active job seekers. And then we moved to LinkedIn, much more oriented towards passive candidates, but still relatively niche in the sense that it targets only the white-collar part of the market. And then Facebook came along with this promise that it could potentially open up the market of online recruiting to a very broad audience, a very global audience around the world. And so even though the platform hasn't been designed for recruiting to begin with, we think that there's a massive opportunity to actually leverage it to do a very effective recruiting. Before we dive into the product in a couple of seconds, just a couple of stats on Facebook that most of you will know about. Not only is it a traffic machine, it's larger from a number of users, traffic standpoint than any job board, but even job boards combined across the world. Actually, last year, 18 million people found a job on Facebook, not through our solutions only, but actually by exchanging messages through the Facebook messaging system and exchanging jobs, which is at the source of what referral recruiting is all about. So what do we do? The first product in our suite of products, which is the product that's been used today by over 14,000 companies, is an application called Work4Us. It allows companies of all size in any industry, anywhere in the world, to set up a full career site on Facebook. Why is it useful? It's because when you're a small company today, 8 out of 10 small businesses don't have a career site because it's cumbersome to set up. They don't necessarily have the resources, but they have a Facebook page. And setting up a career site on their Facebook page can be done in a matter of minutes. And for companies that are larger, Facebook pages today, in some cases, have a lot more traffic than their existing corporate site. Take Coke, 10 times more traffic on their Facebook page than on their corporate site. And so having jobs on their page makes a ton of sense. So this is what we do. This is what you see on the left-hand side of this slide, a full social career site on the company's Facebook page. Now, once you have your jobs on the platform, you actually want to promote them. And what can you do to promote them? There are really 2 ways that you can do that. First way is leveraging the Facebook ads system. Facebook ads have been criticized a lot. We think that for recruiting, they're actually extremely relevant and extremely powerful. The reason they're really effective and powerful is because, A, you're picking the people that actually view your jobs, which is the opposite of the job board model. 2, you're only paying for those candidates that actually click on your ads, which is the opposite of the job board model when you pay for a fee. So that's, technology number 1 is we convert our clients' jobs into Facebook ads automatically. Distribution mechanism number 2, your company's employees. Pretty much for companies that are here, most of your employees will have a Facebook account. We think that Facebook is the best way to actually leverage referrals and allow your employees to distribute jobs to their connections. And why are those connections relevant? Because there are people that you've studied with, people that you've worked with and stays close to, people from your family. And again, an extremely powerful way to get distribution for your jobs, starting with your Facebook page. Couple of things, a couple of highlights, if you will, in terms of recognition. We're a company that's been staying relatively under the radar. We've grown our client base significantly. We'll look at that in a minute. But we've still been recognized by a couple of very large and well-known entities, including Gartner. Like I said, we have around 14,000 companies using our solutions and raised 10 million at the end of last year. And to finish up, because I think that marketing set aside and PR set aside, this is the best testimony to the quality of our products. We think the best marketing is our existing client base, and you'll see some of those. I'm sure you recognize some names. We're extremely proud of the list of companies that we've been able to accumulate in our short lifespan, and we continue to do so. We're hiring a lot, and if there are companies here that are hiring, feel free to get in touch with me. I'll be happy to show you the solution.